What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. Today we're going to talk a little bit about, I keep getting some emails and some postings in the comment section about training over 40. Now, I'm not sure why over 40 is anything different or what you guys think would be different, but we can talk about it anyways. Okay, so now I know some of you guys who are over 40 who are kind of putting this out there that they need tips on how to train. Well, first of all, you're really no different per se, depending on how long you've been training, than you were when you were 35. I mean, yeah, 20 years old, yes, there's a difference between 20 and 40, but 35 and 40, not much difference. And if you actually look at Ronnie Coleman, he wasn't even hitting his stride at his best until he was 40. Now, what I can say is, at 37 years old, for me, things are a lot different than they were when I was 17 or 25 or 20 or whatever. And that being said, is my training time total is, see, 15 years old to 37 years old. So it's about 22, 23 years that I've been training, because I'll be 38 this year. Now, my body, joint-wise and muscle-wise, is perceived a lot older than 37. So at 37, I've had some minor injuries. I have some joint pain, wrist issues. I have a pull that starts on my inner pec that will go straight across to my outer pec that almost every single time I try to bench heavy, it'll happen. The next day I'll have soreness in my joints and stuff if I try to train too heavy, which I didn't have when I was, 22, 23 years old. But also, if I had started training later, I wouldn't be having these issues now. So per se, it's not really age to begin with. It's how long your gym age is, if that makes any sense. Your gym age is how long you've been in the gym training and what kind of training you've done that may take a beating on your body over time. Now, Coleman, although he, started hitting his stride about 40-something years old, he can't even barely walk now. I mean, his joints are so banged up and he's so messed up from the training that, the training time in the gym is what really made it that his body got broken down. It has nothing to do with the fact that he was 43 or 44 years old. So my advice to you guys, if you're over 40, well, first of all, I would, without a doubt, go get checked by my doctor to see if hormone replacement therapy would be an option for you. And I'm saying that because I absolutely believe that just like when women go through menopause, men go through menopause, it's called. And I do think that you should supplement testosterone, possibly growth hormone therapy if your doctor will give it to you. Don't go on the black market and do it if you're in America. If you're in other countries where it's legal, I'd suggest you definitely get on it because you're going to feel a whole lot better and have a better quality of your life to begin with. And that being said and done, get in the gym and listen to your body. If your body's telling you to do something, do it. If it's telling you not to do something, don't do it. So, perfect example is, 2-3 months ago, maybe about 2.5 months ago, we have a couple power lifters, strongmen, etc. that train in our gym, and one of them was training pretty heavy on the bench. So I was feeling pretty good that day. He was on one bench, I was on the other bench. So I went in there and all of a sudden I said, this is pretty good. Let's throw 315 on there and see what we get 315 for. And I got maybe about 10 reps of 315 on the flat bench. Let me adjust this camera a little bit. And I had my girlfriend Carrie spotting me. And on like that 12th, 13th, or whatever rep it was, something popped in both of my pecs. Now, it scared the hell out of me. Of course, I had Carrie spotting me, which if I had gone down with that weight and couldn't push it, it wasn't going to go back up. But as she took the weight and re-racked it, I realized that there was scar tissue that popped in the middle of that set. Now, that easily could have been my pec. So what I did was I said, okay, well, it's not a tear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back off the bench for today. I'm going to hit some dips and see how those feel. I'm going to hit some dumbbells and see how those feel. And then I'll finish training from there. Rather than saying, well, I feel all right, a couple pops, let's put the weight back on there and go. I shouldn't have been playing with 315 again anyways. When I was younger, 315 was nothing. So now at 37, I'm like, 315 is nothing. Well, my 37-year-old trained body doesn't know what my 22-year-old body that was semi-trained didn't know back then. So basically, you have to listen to your body when you go in the gym. It may take you a little longer time to recover if you're over 40 and you're not using hormone replacement therapy, but that's about the only difference that I see. What I do see a lot of times, and it upsets me, is the fact that people use age. Well, I'm 42 years old now, I can't do this or I can't do that. Or the only two excuses that I cannot stand are, the one is the age, the second one is it's because I'm natural. I'm not that big because I'm natural. I'm not that cut because I'm natural. I don't look that good because I'm natural. Those two instances, I think, are excuses that people make to not have to put 110% into the gym. I know one guy in our gym, he's got, his oldest kid I think is in college, so he's got to be over 40. I'm pretty sure if I'm 37, he's over 40. And he's still in the gym pounding away every day. You know, like when he gets some sore joints, he backs off. If he feels good, he pushes hard. I mean, that's just what he does. And there's plenty of guys that are like that. I have a friend, Ron D'Alessandro, who won the Maryland State Championships in 2008. Now, Ron was like 42 back then, and he hadn't competed in a while because, you know, he was over 40. He had some joint issues. He'd been competing for like 20-something years, and he decided he was going to do the show. So, you know, I asked him, I said, well, how are you going to train for the show? And he said, literally, day by day, he'd go in and see how he felt, and as long as everything felt okay, he'd continue to push himself, and he did, and he won the show. So if he had it in his head that, you know, I'm over 40, this is not going to happen, then he wouldn't have went in and won that show. And it's not like he won a Masters or Grandmasters division where there was nobody in it. I mean, he was big and shredded and looked like he was an open competitor. So to me, age is all a matter of mindset, kind of. There are definitely some limitations, but I don't think it has anything to do with age, because you could be 20 years old and have a low testosterone level and you'd have the same effect as a 43-year-old low testosterone level, But at 22, your body would heal a lot faster in general than it would at 43 or so years old. So the idea is you just got to get in there and do what you can and not be worried about, well, like I'm 40 so I can't do this or I can't do that. You may just surprise yourself when you get in the gym. BioStrengthTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below. www.biostrengthtraining.com is the blog, and we're out.